This is an Evergreen Media Network production. And now, it's time to put you on the spot with EGM.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome to another edition of On the Spot with EGM. I am your host, William Tiller. And today, as we have been doing the couple of weeks here, talking about the Vero Beach Air Show. And the cool thing about the Vero Beach Air Show is that it benefits all these nonprofits in the community. One of which I'm very excited about today, is Halo, the non-kill rescue shelter here. It's a location in Sebastian. As you can hear, we have some guests in the studio here today. Without further ado, let's welcome Jackie and Sammy to On the Spot with EGM. How's it going, Jackie?
Hey, I'm good.
Sammy's excited as well, we can tell. She's loving life here in the Evergreen Media Network studio. So tell me a little bit about Halo for those that are unfamiliar and the awesome things you do in the community.
Halo is a no-kill animal rescue and adoption center. So 18 years ago, Halo began, and we're over 20,000 lives saved now.
Wow.
We intake off the streets. Owners surrenders if they can't keep their pets for some reason, and we transfer from other shelters all over the world, really.
Wow, that's amazing. And how long really has Halo been established here? I know you have a location in Sebastian. There's another location in the mall as well here in Vero. But how long have you been rescuing these pets here in the community?
18 years this July.
Wow, 18 years.
If you don't count when I was young with my mom and we would just, find every animal.
Of course, yeah, that's how you have to do it. That's why I say I can't go to Halo and adopt every pet there, bring them all home to be rescued. How did you get involved with the Vero Beach Air Show? Of course, that's the theme with the show. The Vero Beach Air Show benefits a lot of these nonprofits in the community. How did that relationship kind of come about?
Well, Robert Lucas and I have been good friends, and he's been a huge supporter over the years. And he invited me to speak when there was a void for a nonprofit, and they were looking for another organization. And we were so blessed and excited to get the opportunity to be part of such a great event this year. And we really can't wait for it.
It's very cool. And it's sort of like with Dogs Air Show, it sort of doesn't make sense on the surface, but overall it kind of does. Tell us about the day. What is Halo going to be doing that day that you guys are going to be at the show? Will animals be on site? The running joke is, are they going to be flying in planes? They're going to be parachuting down to the folks watching those airplanes? Tell us about how Halo is going to take on the day at the air show.
We will have a booth, and we'll have adoptable dogs in the morning until the air show starts at about noon, just because we're a little afraid of the noise of the planes spooking the dogs. But every day we'll be there, and we'll also be at the Riverside Park is going to have the meet and greet. We'll be there with adoptable dogs as well, and we're just going to be available for questions and for the community to say hi. And we always love being out in the community, getting the dogs out there and exposed to people, and even finding matches and adopters. So that's the best part. Oh man, I always remember this is going way back, going to the PetSmart, and there'll always be an adoption site out front there. Actually, my latest dog we adopted from there. She passed away now. She was 16 years old, but we adopted her on one of those on-site locations there at PetSmart. So it's always cool to fall in love with your forever friend at some of these events. You're going to be at the air show, going to be at that Riverside meet and greet as well. Now, can folks adopt on site, or do they find their forever friend and then meet you at the Halo Rescue Shelter? How does that go about? So if they're interested in adopting one of the animals, they can put in an application on site, and then we do a process. If there's a landlord, we have to call. If there's another dog in the home, we will set up a meet and greet at the shelter to make sure they do okay. So we like to say within 48 hours we can have them in your home. Aww. If there's no major complications or anything that we run into. But it's not a leave at the same day, because we just want to make sure it's the right fit. Right. And it's very easy to emotionally get an impulse to save a life, and then you think about it and maybe it's not the right timing. So having that little bit of pause between seeing this wonderful face and then thinking about your life and the time that you have to devote to this wonderful little face is kind of an important part of the process.
Oh, that's got to be so heart-wrenching, though. You find your forever friend at the event, and then you have to wait for them to come home. But that's so awesome, though, that you actually check in at the home. You bring people in there, make sure it's a safe environment. I know sometimes people adopt dogs. It's not really the greatest environment and greatest place for these dogs to be. It's fantastic that you do that.
And I have to answer one thing.
Yeah.
Some of our dogs have flown in planes,
Oh.
including Robert Lucas, who has done runs from the Bahamas for us. So,
Wow.
yes, they are plane worthy.
So what kind of planes can they go in? Obviously not the Blue Angel fighter jets, but what kind of planes, are the dogs going to go in? Probably not at the air show, but what kind of, planes have these dogs flown in before?
Well, they've flown in the private planes, and they've done a lot of commercial flights. We do a lot of rescue with Puerto Rico and the Bahamas, and that's how they get to us. So, a lot of them have had flight time under their belts.
No parachuting, though, for the dog.
No. If I wouldn't do it to me, I wouldn't do it to them.
Oh, yeah, me either. I'm not going parachuting, skydiving either. Definitely not.
No.
Let's talk about Sammy's in studio with us here today. If you're listening along with us, if you're watching along with us here on Facebook or YouTube, you see Sammy on the live stream here. Let's talk about Sammy briefly and that wonderful story we talked off camera, how she's a success story at Halo.
Yeah, Sammy's pretty cool. So last year we started offering a board and train program, and it was to help keep pets in homes. We have a really great group of trainers and handlers that work with our dogs, and Sammy was adopted from Halo and actually hasn't been taken home yet because her family wanted to ensure that she would be a great fit for them and their grandchildren when she comes home. So for 2 weeks, she has gone to anywhere and everywhere, including the studio, so that she can be exposed to all the things that the world has to offer and learn some basic obedience so that when she does get to her forever home, it's as easy a transition as possible.
Absolutely. And you talked about she made a trip to Home Depot today as well. So she's meeting all the people. She's seen all the things. She's got a treat here as well at Evergreen Media. Now, if people do want to start that adoption process at the air show, what would they need to bring to sort of get that paperwork rolling, sort of say?
We'll have everything that they need. A driver's license would be ideal, but we can even get that later at the shelter. So just the ability to write your information on an application, and then our front staff follows up after the air show when we open probably Monday,
right,
with any meet and greets and any questions, and then we look to get them home.
Oh my goodness, I'm already falling in love with the whole process. Like I said, you can't have me at any of these places because I'll adopt every pet, every dog out there. Now, if people wanted to support you, drop off food, blankets, volunteer, that sort of thing, how would they go about that, and how would they go about contacting you to do so?
Our website is a really good source. We've got all of our foster information, volunteer information, our wish list. You can donate. You can sponsor an animal if you can't adopt, which helps us take care of them while they're in the shelter. You can become an Angel Wing sponsor, which means you would pay the adoption fee for an animal.
Oh, wow.
And then that helps families with the adoption process. There's already a whole lot to buy for a new dog or cat. So if they don't have that adoption fee, there's a better chance of them getting adopted, especially our seniors. And Facebook also, I am the one who does all the crazy posts on there, and I'm very whiny. If we have a need, I put it on Facebook, and you will see it. Yeah. So we have a huge wish list, obviously taking care of about 200 to 240 animals every day. And there's about 100 in foster as well that we still financially take care of medically and with food and things like that. So we always need lots and lots of support. Event volunteers for things like the air show. The air show uses hundreds of volunteers just for the one event. So imagine what we need to run a facility that, brings in a couple thousand lives a year, and we have all the events that we do, and it's kitten season right now.
It's kitten season.
Little kittens are screaming for foster moms every day, and we can't do it, without the whole community, and that's why we've been so blessed for 18 years because of all the support that we've gotten.
It's amazing how the community can support such an organization. Now, I talked about when we started the broadcast, you do have 2 locations. Does it matter which location they come to drop off supplies, either the Vero Beach location in the mall, Sebastian location? Which is their preferred location, or?
The preferred is usually at the Sebastian location, just because there's a larger group of people to help put things away. And if it should go to the Vero Beach location, we'll disperse it there. Right. But if it's towels or something, more simple, and you're closer to Vero, it's certainly okay to bring it there.
Wow. And we talked about the pets, the air show. We talked about Sammy as well. Now, how can people, you talked about Facebook, website, everything like that. How can people contact you directly, or is there a good phone number to reach out? How do people go about volunteering in that aspect?
Yeah, the phone number is 772-589-7297, which is actually PAWS, PAWS. A lot of people don't know that. It's very creative.
That is very creative.
You can email halonokillrescue@gmail.com. And I'm generally at the other end of all of those emails. So that's pretty much 24 hours that you have access to me. And the website page is halorescuefl, the abbreviation for Florida.org. So that's another good way to hit all of our locations, addresses, hours that we're open. We also have Halo's Rescued Treasures, which is a thrift store on US 1 in Sebastian. So even your household items can really benefit the animals if you are cleaning closets and have things to bring. Please bring them to us. Think of us, because that's a good way for us to, generally all of our money for there goes into Angel Medical, which is our emergency medical fund. Wow. So vet bills are high.
Yeah, I'm sure. And as you can tell, Sammy is ready to wrap up the show. Jackie, before we go, is there anything, any other information you'd like the world to know? Of course, we can check you out at the Vero Beach Air Show. That is May 4th and 5th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm assuming you won't be at the night show on Friday night, just the Saturday and Sunday
We will
shows. Be
there all weekend.
There we go.
So volunteer so that this girl's not dead by Monday.
That's right. Well, thank you very much for being here. It was great meeting Sammy, hearing her story. Folks, go check out the Halo No Kill Rescue Shelter in Vero and Sebastian. Check them out at the Vero Beach Air Show. Find your forever friend. This has been On the Spot with EGM. Jackie, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Right.
Sammy, what'd you think about all that?